Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. We finally have some breaking news on the Paris Saint Germain stadium update, and hopefully, this is the last. This is the final detail, and then we just have to wait. Obviously, the stadium will take a long time to build and everything, but to get everything into context, Paris Saint Germain, one of the biggest clubs in the world, 23rd when it comes to average attendance in Europe's top 5 leagues. And is that because we don't have fans? No, it's because our stadium is small. It only has a capacity for around 48k and we're averaging around 47,225. They always feel leave a little bit of void left in the stadium. And obviously we've been at the Parc des Princes since 1972, 73, something like that. So we've been at the Parc des Princes for a very long time, and the difference is we do not own the Parc des Princes. We've never owned the Parc des Princes. We've always been leasing it, similarly to Italian clubs as well, like both AC Milan and Inter Milan don't own the San Siro. They're just leasing the stadium. But ever since the QSI came in, they've wanted to buy the Parc des Princes. They've obviously renovated the stadium many times, including right before the Euros in 2016. So they've put a lot of money into the stadium. They've invested a lot to the stadium. And they want to make a big renovation of the stadium, around like 400 to 600 million. But they told the City Council of Paris, we want to own the stadium for that renovation. Issue is, the City Council of Paris, their president, Anna Hidalgo, has said no every single time. And it's usually baseless stuff. She says the Parc des Princes should not be owned by Qataris, but the stadium will be owned by Paris Saint Germain, not QSI. So if the Qataris want to sell Paris Saint Germain, the stadium will go along with that ownership. Will you say Paris Saint Germain is a Qatari club? No, it's still a French club. Like, she's just dumb, extremely dumb. The people in her conference as well, they did a voting of should they sell the Parc des Princes to Paris Saint Germain or not. Majority of the people voted yes. She's just extremely dumb, doesn't understand logic, common sense, anything. And Nasser Khalifa's been tired. He's been trying to buy the stadium for at least the past 4 or 5 years, like heavily pushing. But she's not budged from her position. She doesn't feel that Parc des Princes should be owned by the Qataris. It's just a fugazi idea she has in her mind. And Paris Saint Germain will go and finally build a new stadium, a brand new stadium. And here are the recent reports that dropped. PSG shows a massive for its future stadium. The official announcement could come in the next few weeks, probably before the end of the season. Huge news. The decision was taken internally by the Qatari shareholder. The project would cost around 1 billion euros. And that's the average renovation for a stadium and all of that. Even the Spurs stadium, I think it costed a similar amount, with a 90-seat stadium. 90k, doubling the current number of seats at Paris Saint Germain. It'll be absolutely humongous. And I believe the only top European clubs with the bigger stadium is the new Camp Nou and potentially Santiago Bernabeu 2.0. Not 100% sure about that. Along with shops, offices, hotel services, Messi is a strategic and a rational choice. Obviously, when it comes to Paris Saint Germain and all the new clubs, these owners want to generate more revenue than they're generating now. So it would not just be about football, about the stadium. They want to have shops. You can buy PSG shirt, a PSG mug, a PSG hoodie, a PSG car, a PSG bicycle, offices, hotels. So if you're going to go to the game, they get the money and not a hotel in the center of Paris or something, and some more services and so on. And this is absolutely huge. We get the news very soon. Potentially, hopefully before the end of the season. We don't know. Usually with these stadium news, it's always, a postponement. We get it a bit after and so on. But 90k is absolutely massive. The only question is the location. So as you can see right here, this blue circle right here, this is the central city of Paris. That's the center of Paris. You got a Eiffel Tower next by. You got the Arc de Triomphe. Very close by as well. Right here, the green circle, this is the current placement of the Parc des Princes. And this right here, the red circle down here, is the current place they have chosen for the new Parc des Princes. As you can see, it's very far away from the Parc des Princes and the center of Paris. At least a 20-minute drive from Parc des Princes, maybe 25-minute from central of Paris. Obviously, there are metros, and train stations that go there, buses as well. It will be close, right next to Airport Orly, even though obviously that's not the biggest airport in Paris. It's Charles de Gaulle. The only main issue is when you want to build a big stadium like that and have shops and everything around it, it's that you got to build outside of Paris. Paris is an old city. Paris is a big city, having at least 10 million residents. I think one of the biggest cities in the world. So it's very hard building a stadium like that, finding, space for a stadium like that close to the city center. So that's for me the only question mark about this. And that's been the question mark for Paris Saint Germain and the Qatari owners. Sanquin internal politics division, notably for mayors opposed to building an agricultural land, have weakened the case over communication around the project, demand excessive, Reese on range, support remained essentially local without any real strong institutional support. Other candidates, Poissy, Guénon, Saint-Claude, Hanoï, Sot-Bois, remained a peripheral, held back by land, political, ecological obstacles. So Paris Saint-Germain have been looking for a new place in many different locations, but this is the one they have finally made a decision on. And as we saw, we'll get the final decision, hopefully in the upcoming weeks. And this will be absolutely banging. And as I said, Paris Saint-Germain want to generate even more revenue. Last year, we ended with the third highest revenue, only behind Manchester City and Real Madrid. Imagine with the new stadium, imagine with the shops and the hotels and everything, the money that Paris Saint-Germain will be generating will be absolutely insane. And yeah, the future is definitely red and blue. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you guys feel about a new stadium for Paris Saint-Germain? It's unfortunate that we have to leave the Parc des Princes, but that's sometimes what needs to happen. It's unfortunate, but this is direction the club is going into, and I'm fully in support of it. I understand they wanted to buy the Parc des Princes. Did they, though, really? Because even the Parc des Princes, if you expand it, it's only like 60k max capacity. So maybe they never really wanted to stay at the park, and this was a great reason for them to leave. But yeah, I'm mostly positive around this news, and let's see what the news coming up. I'll be updating you guys on all the stadium news coming up. That's me from Boy Patient. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you guys feel about the new stadium? And as usual, allez, bye.